Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a farm sim streamy evening. Before we get too carried away, first of all, let me apologise for not streaming yesterday. I had a bit of a bad day yesterday, and I didn't feel like streaming in the evening. When I got to the evening, I did jump on the farm and do a little bit of farming, but I didn't really do a lot. Mr. Helgi did a lot of work yesterday. He did loads of contracts, loads of fertilising contracts. He was doing them when I logged in. I also need to apologise to Mr. Helgi because I didn't talk to him yesterday either. When I logged in, I was kind of very much just in a leave me alone, I do not wish to be disturbed kind of mindset yesterday. So hopefully I'm a bit more in a better mood today. Looks like everything's been running. All the washed potatoes, all the washed potatoes.
Hey, is this cattle and crops?
This cattle and crops? No, this is better than cattle and crops. This I can happily control with the controller with my eyes closed.
I mean, controllers are also possible, but I tend to find myself pressing the wrong buttons.
Oh, yeah, definitely. When I finally got the controller working in cattle and crops by making sure I deleted all my old profile data and started reloading the game again, yeah, it has got key controller buttons, but they're not very intuitive, and they're certainly not like farm sims.
But I think you can remap them, or I think, don't know. I mean, there are people adding controllers of their liking and joysticks and stuff. Track IR is working as well.
Definitely, I can definitely see a need to rebind controls. The weirdest issue I was then having when I played it again was getting the tractor to change from forward to reverse. I was having a real issue getting it to do that.
I had a problem because when you have the tutorials, the first time you have to use your tractor to connect to the cultivator. Yeah. I couldn't get my tractor to start driving because the handbrake was still on. I didn't know what button it is, so I made it automatic handbrake, which is now I don't have to press any button for that reason.
No,
so far it's slowly working. I mean, it's you can't compare it with this farm simulator. I mean, this is so far away from farm simulator, but it has other cool features that are pretty immersive.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I like some of the stuff, definitely. I like the fact that when you've driven through a field, it looks like you've driven through a field.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, and when you've driven through a crop, it looks like you've driven through a crop.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
when I did the tutorial where it was teaching me how to use the sprayer with the like GPS, not only could you see where I'd driven through the crop with the sprayer because of the 2 rows, but then when you was up close, you could actually see where you've actually gone into the soil. Your tires have
And
actually
they also
dug
in the stream they mentioned also when you have realistic driving, realism, and then if the field is wet, you should better not drive onto the field with your tractor because you lose your tractor. You can't get it out again. And in medium, they have about 30% of that simulation only of the weights and everything, you know, the weight impact. But with realistic, we have 100% impact of the weight. I find when I pulled the cultivator, my weight was not strong enough because I was swaying a little bit when I was driving. Felt a little bit odd. Do we have potatoes again in field 2? I thought you harvested it. No, it's not.
Don't think the map's updated yet. It should be. Field 2 should need to be seeded with something. Field 2 needs seeding.
Yeah, because I put lime on it. I fertilized it.
2 requires some seeding.
Do you want to put potatoes on these 2 fields again? Or?
I've
What
put
about field
potatoes.
3?
I
You
put
have
potatoes on field 3, so I wouldn't put potatoes on field 2.
Really?
Not, yeah, I wouldn't do 2 lots of potatoes back to back. So I would plant a normal crop again on field 2. For the time being. Synchronise.
Okay, I planted corn on 11.
Yep, I saw that. That was brilliant. You did loads of work yesterday. Thank you for that. I saw we did loads of contracts, loads of fertilising contracts and stuff.
Oh yeah, there were a lot. Yeah.
There's a lot. There was another load then I noticed. Oh, there's loads of harvesting ones now. Sugar beet. Ooh. Field 7, sugar beet. Harvest, 27 grand.
Field 7.
Field 6, 32 grand.
Not that big. I mean, they are big fields, but so 7 was, what was 7? The sugar beet. And 6 is also sugar beet?
6 and 7 are both sugar beet, yeah.
Ooh. What do you do with sugar beet? Wash them and steam them?
Well, what we could do, we could throw sugar beet into our fancy new sugar factory. Just down by field 20. Yeah, which is down by field 20 there.
This was the mod that you had, the factories, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a sugar factory. Whoa! I call this a sugar factory.
So I'm just debating if we lease the equipment for field 7. That would give us a harvester and a header. We've already got our own harvester and header, so that would give us 2 harvesters and headers. And then we've got the 2 big trailers.
What is the other factory? Is it? I can't see it. Hold on. It's Fabrica de Potatos Frites, chips factory.
Yeah, and then there's also flour and sunflower a bit further south on the map, right down the bottom.
Okay.
All factories.
Sunflower oil.
Sunflower oil and flour, yeah.
Not bad.
I decide to add. So I think.
Yeah, it gives us some choices. It's not bad. Yeah, why not do some sugar beet? To lease the one equipment. Probably need all the howling equipment we can get.
Which trucks it giving me? It's giving me a big trailer. That's okay. It's giving us a big trailer. Big trailer.
And does it want to deliver the stuff? Field 6 goes to grain mill. Really far away. 7 goes to US mill. Okay, where do we start? 7, 6?
Field 6. I haven't accepted the contract for Field 7 yet. But we'll start with the one. I don't think that's on there, Nelly.
So I take the 2 tractors, trucks. Over there.
Oh, stop. What's going on? I'm getting,
These cattle and crop physics, unbelievable.
I'm getting, phantom signals again. Let me just restart my USB hub. Might have been reason why I was having some issues with cattle and crop.
Do you use a green screen or is it a mod?
It is a mod. I'm not using a green screen. I don't have room for a green screen. I'm using a piece of software. So there's a bit of flickering.
Everything else. Yeah, but you get the green screen flickering as well if you have no little bad lighting. Yeah? So. Yes, our potato harvest. Where's our big potato harvester?
Parked next to the potato washer.
As if that makes sense.
Keep the potato harvester and its associated equipment near the potato washing machine. That's why there's sheds there.
As if that makes sense. Well, it does make sense.
Did to me, yeah.
I have to say the help the helpers in cattle and crops, they look to work perfectly. Like you do some silage stuff and put it in and have 3 helpers following you, loading and emptying and everything. Perfect. Emptying into the silage bunker, silage bunker, for you to squish. Although the textures and how it's unloading looks a bit odd, because it gives you a flat piece of green, yeah, not hives that we get, but the helpers work really good. I saw a guy using a forage harvester and 3 helpers unloading.
Yeah, I've not got that far yet, dealing with helpers.
No, me neither. I just have plowed the last field, and then I had enough of the work. Didn't even plow the whole field because it was so tedious.
You see, I'm going through the tutorials first and scenarios and stuff.
That's what I also do, yeah, the tutorial. But the tutorial asks you to plow.
Oh, I haven't had any. You know, the only tutorials I've had thus far have had me like drive like do one row of a field and then it's been like done. Next one.
Yeah, but you can continue if you want.
Oh, I just keep moving on to the next mission. Well, this seems a bit odd.
I have GPS.
This seems a bit odd.
Shall we use GPS?
You can, I can't. I don't have it on my rented.
Does it make sense if I can and you can't?
Well, it might stop you missing bits.
Ha ha ha.
Might stop Mr. Helgi missing bits.
Of course.
Yeah, it doesn't make a great deal of sense to give me a header and header trailer that neither my harvester nor my truck can actually pull. So I've arrived at the field and got no header because I can't move it.
The question is, it's field 6, right?
Yeah.
How do I harvest? Do I have to tell it which crop?
No, it should just be a case of put the thing down and start harvesting.
Well, I have put the header down, and it says I have no access to the land.
What? Get a header.
I can't harvest.
Really?
No. It says I have no access to the land.
That's weird. You should do. It's definitely field 6 I leased it for, wasn't it?
No, 7. 7 is field 7.
Field 7. Right, okay then. We'll move across to the other field. I know I rented machinery. I only accepted one of the contracts. So it's field 6.
That's why it doesn't work. Thank God, this was the reason. Come on, trucks, follow me. No, we don't want to. You have to follow me eventually to unload.
I need to get a header. As I cannot find. That did seem a little bit silly, if you ask me. Giving me a header trailer that I couldn't tow with any of my equipment. Seems a bit silly.
So you put the header into our farm?
Yeah.
Contract finished.
Contract complete.
Oh man, this is such a difference to the small potato harvesters. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little bit wider than the potato harvesters. It's a bit quicker. It's got a bigger capacity tank as well, so you don't have to keep stopping every 2 minutes. Guessing this is the field right here.
Yep.
And there's already a red combine working away quite happily.
Using GPS. Well, not for long.
Why?
Because you're not using GPS.
Oh, you want me to go down the other side of the field then?
No, it's whatever you want to do.
I'll go down the other side of the field then.
I can happily do that. I mean, I'm going up the other side of the field without GPS. Just use GPS, man. Every modern farmer has GPS. This is ridiculous that they don't have GPS on contracts. Even cattle and crop has GPS. And they even have 3 different cruise control speeds.
3 cruise control speeds. Yeah, I was having issues with that. But then again, I wonder if it was just my controller giving me issues now, thinking about it. It's behaving properly now I've restarted it. I wonder if it was just one of them weird things where it wasn't behaving because I've haven't unplugged it and replugged it in since I restarted my computer the other evening. When Windows did an update. Because I was definitely having issues trying to get the tractors to go into reverse. They kept driving forward all the time in cattle and crops. I was like, why won't you slow down and stop? Why won't you stop? I'm pressing the brake and nothing's happening. And then I was trying to, like I say, I had got one tutorial where I had to reverse up to a trailer and manually connect it. And I was like, oh, I can't even get the tractor to go backwards. Couldn't even get it to go in reverse. Or stay in reverse. What is this crap?
I also learned that the shifting gear doesn't work.
Is it not?
No.
Because I've turned that on. Because I thought that might help me to be able to reverse if I've got to manually put it in gear.
No. I mean, I saw a guy who's doing farm sim, like realistically, and he's also tried out this game. And in the tutorial, he didn't even recognize that running means you have to press shift with your keyboard.
Yeah, I had that issue. I got the run to the spot mission. I was like, how do I run? What button do I press on the controller to run? Didn't tell me.
It was in the help menu. It says it showed the shift button, a little key with an arrow.
No, I didn't have that in my help menu. It just said run to the spot, and then it didn't give me a button to press on the screen. I was like, but as it turned out, I had always run enabled anyway. Active on my farmer. But that feels a bit weird when you're actually controlling the farmer. It feels like he's ice skating.
Permanently running.
Feels like he's ice skating to me. Feels like he slides, especially when you're looking around.
Him from the back, yeah.
Especially when you're looking around. No, I haven't used third person really. I've stayed in first person mode. I haven't gone to the external camera, but in first person it feels like you're ice skating.
Yeah?
Yeah. And when you
Because
move the
because it
right
doesn't wobble up and down. Or?
and when you move the right analog stick, the movement is very weird. When he looks, it's like he turns his head, and then you let go of the stick, and it's like, I'm going to keep turning my head for a fraction of a second. Ever so weird. Doesn't feel natural to me. It's getting full. Has to go in. Oh, that's not good, is it? just suck. Yeah, my truck is going to get full, isn't it? Because, you know, I've only got a 59,000 litre trailer. Good job we brought the big ones.
In the stream, they also showed how to do headlands with this game. Yeah? So you have a little purple bar around the inner part of the field where you harvest or where you seed, and then later you do the headlands. Even helped them translate because they didn't know what headlands is in English. Well, it's headlands, yeah, but they only had the German name.
Oh, yeah. Some of the translation in the game needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that aren't translated.
They are Germans and they don't speak English very well. Even Austrian or Bavarian style. But they do the best. Eventually, it's a great game in 10 years' time.
Surely it should be a great game now. They've been working on it for how many years? Been in early access for how long?
They don't have, what's it called? Manure in the game yet.
What do the cows make?
They only have, well, cows for beef in the game, not for milk. They have, I think they have no other animals in the game other than cows, I think.
So if they don't have manure in the game, what comes out the cow's
Not
backside?
yet. Well, manure, but it's not handled right now.
So it makes you wonder how you
think
get
a lot of
slurry and
equipment
stuff
they have
then.
not yet released in the game, yeah? Like different plows or anything. Yeah? So much to come.
Locked behind probably a massive DLC. Loads of DLC
No, I don't think
packs.
so. No, I don't think so. But certainly some stuff will have to come as a DLC. But they will have canola coming. It's not yet in the game. Other crop, of course. Like, I don't know what you can you can seed some, well, wheat or barley or whatever. Don't know. And grass you can do. Forage harvest, obviously, you can do. Because they have the nice class forage harvester.
Nice class forage harvester.
And they only have one map. Yeah.
One map with really small fields. And they're all square.
Okay, I can jump in your truck.
I like
That's
how it
right.
said. I like how it says. Oh, I like the GPS. It's like, make sure the GPS is lined up with the edge of the field and it's rotated to the right angle. In that tutorial, like, well, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard not to be lined up with the field because they're all fucking square.
Well, I think they also have other shapes. Yeah, but the physics realism and the fields, how they behave, it's not really enough to keep you playing this game if they don't add anything else soon. I mean, they don't have trucks, right? They just have tractors.
Tractors and trailers, yeah. No trucks for hauling crops and stuff around. It's all done by tractors. Which is great if you can figure out the buttons to connect the tractor to the trailer.
Yeah. Beet, it's Beet. In the bottom menu, they show you all the shortcuts that you can do with the bump up, left, right bumper, and Y, left, right bumper, and B, and it doesn't fit in the field, yeah, you know.
Well, I noticed that. I noticed when you press the button to open the key window, the key binding window,
Yeah.
you can't
Left,
scroll
right
down.
bumper.
You
Yeah.
can't scroll down,
Right.
so you can't
Yeah.
see what all the buttons are.
You need the mouse again, yeah, right.
And then the bar that's always on the bottom of the screen with all the buttons on doesn't have anything on it unless you put it on it, which to me is the stupid
they have
thing.
so many things to do for console players next year.
No,
Yeah.
I thought it was supposed to have been done though for now because it's supposed to be released on console as well, wasn't it? I thought it was coming out on
Yes,
console
but it's
now.
not happening. It's not happening. Yeah.
So
Just
their October 15th thing was a lie then. They haven't actually released the game then.
Yeah.
But
But you
supposed
see,
to come
and
out.
there are still some performance issues. I mean, my game stutters at some time.
Yeah, I had to turn on VSync because I was getting terrible screen tearing.
Yeah, dude, that's true. That's what I do get. So VSync does turn it off?
Yeah, I think it does because it definitely limits the frame rate then to whatever your refresh rate is on your screen. So for me, it definitely limits it to 60, and it can't ever jump above 60 then.
That's no problem.
It's a bit weird, like that cursor mode. Oh, you click the left stick and it enters cursor mode, and then instinctively your brain moves the right stick.
Yes, me too. Absolutely.
And instead, all your character looks all over the place, and you're like,
yeah, it's absolutely the same thing. I press the left stick and try to move the cursor with the right stick, not with the left stick.
Because again, the bit in me, the part of me was like, okay, whilst I'm moving the cursor, it would be really handy if I could still move my character with the left stick.
Yeah.
Like when the mission where it tells you to open the tractor door, it's like, okay, I'm stood too far from the tractor. It'd be nice if I could walk whilst I've got the cursor mode on so I can click the door when I get close enough.
Also starting the engine, I need to click the mouse and then use the mouse to do it.
See, for me, starting engine was the left button on the cross.
The left button. Okay, then I can try that next time.
Yeah, left button on the cross seemed to start
Okay.
the engine for me. That was what the first tutorial told me after I'd done me walking around and stuff.
That's probably a part that I missed then. This information a bit.
Because then handbrake is handbrake left button and the same button, I think. I think turning the handbrake on and off is left button and left on the cross. Sure it is.
Well, that's what I have now as automatic. Yeah, I mean, I just played half an hour, and of course, if you imagine how long it took me to figure out all the buttons in Farming Simulator, and half an hour in this game is nothing.
No.
Already had 7 hours in the game now, when they really had nothing to show you.
Omint. Hello, Omint.
Welcome to Cattle and Crops.
Welcome to Cattle and Crops. It's not Cattle and Crops.
Oh, oops, I'm sorry.
Call it that.
Just released today. We are already live streaming.
I did live stream it a little bit, yeah. In fact, I did 2 live streams of Cattle and Crops. I did my first one where I was just like, no, flipping, this is stupid, this is complete nonsense, and I completely rage quit after about, I don't know how many minutes. It was such a great stream as well, because I did the classic thing as well where I started streaming and hadn't got my microphone turned on. So the first few minutes of that, I'm clearly saying lots of very important things which no one will ever hear. I then exited the game, and I was like, yeah, I'm not playing that fucking ridiculous rubbish anymore.
The graphics is good, sound will be better. Sure, they improved it, but graphics, and I like the flies flying around the lamps in the cow shed. Have you noticed that?
I then went to the no, because I've not spent that much time around the animals, the cows and stuff. Because again,
yeah,
for
there are actually flies flying around the lamps.
For me, it's like, well, there's not much point me hanging around the cows until I've actually got some stuff to feed them, which means I need to do some field work.
Yeah.
Well, basically, Omin, it was in early access for about the last 4 years. But today is its official release day, where it's no longer early access. It's now officially version 1 and has been released to the world.
Yeah, the 15th.
So I loaded it up to have a look to see what has changed in it, and there's definitely been a bit of changing.
Oh yeah.
The whole tutorial scenario certificate stuff was not in it before. And I must admit, a lot of people on the forum don't like that, because they don't like the fact that a lot of equipment is locked behind doing those tutorials and stuff. So even if you jumped into free play or sandbox, you don't get access to all the equipment until you've done the...
Is it really so?
Yeah.
That would be sad. Because you have to complete the tutorials and the certificates. Maybe it's about 7 hours. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it's, a lot of the introduction is... but as I say, it's definitely worth doing the tutorials on that, because otherwise you're going to be like me and not have a fucking clue what to do when you first jump in the game. You don't even know how to start the tractor.
They help us to work.
You don't even know how to start the tractor. So...
And all the helpers, no matter what level they are, they do the work. But some are a little bit slower doing the work.
So Farming Simulator is still the best. Yeah. At the end of the day, Farming Simulator, the content that Farming Simulator has, the number of vehicles and equipment the game comes with out of the box, like I say, the controls, you know, are very pick up and play friendly in Farm Sim.
If you could have Farm Sim with the physics of cattle and crops and the field texture, behavior and stuff, that would be fantastic. Maybe that's the next Farm Simulator.
Maybe. I'll have to spend, like I say, until I've spent more time with cattle and crops and really had a look at it. It's too early for me to make any judgment.
Maybe it's too hardcore, too realistic. I don't know.
As I say, I can only go on what I've face value taken away from today, and certainly for me, taking anything away from today, it's that the controls are not anything like Farm Sims when you're playing with a controller. It's so freaking more of a flipping fiddly doing anything.
Yeah.
The fact that you don't have the little help menu on the screen all the time like you have in Farm Sim, where you can just quickly check and see, oh, what button is this if I need to press a button. You can't do that in cattle and crops. You've got to then go searching through the bloody menus trying to find out. Like I say, not being able to instantly look at a controller and know, okay, how do I make the tractor go forwards and then how do I make it go back? How do I make it stop? I mean, those are simple things that you think they would have had programmed, but it wasn't that easy. It's like it gives you all that interactive control stuff, that cursor control stuff. But again, in the tractor, there's no way to interact with the gear shifter. Because I thought maybe on that tutorial that I was having the issues with, it was like maybe I'd just click on it and manually put it in reverse. That'll help sort the problem. Couldn't click on the shifter. I mean, I could only do things like turn on wipers or lights.
In cap, you can click on the parking brake button. That's what you can do with the mouse.
You can click on the ignition switch as well to start your tractor.
Yeah.
Turn the key.
And open the door, open the windows.
Sunroof, turn on the radio.
It's great. Absolutely great. Now, using Track IR, it is hard with the mouse to find the button. If you move your head around, that will be a challenge. Keep your head still. Keep your head still. I haven't used Track IR yet with this game.
I like one of the things, like in the tutorial for the basic moving around one, it says to me, walk over to the silage bunkers. And you walk over there, and then it obviously tells you a bit about the silage bunkers and that. And it goes, if you want to see the status of your silage bunkers, interact with the controls located in front of each bunker. I walked over to the controls, and all there is there is a big picture that says, not implemented yet.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is supposed to be the release version, everybody.
Yep.
Fully finished.
Yeah, they have to release it at some point, but I think this game is about 30% finished. I don't know.
What do you guys think about the precision farming project? I don't know what the precision farming project is. I have not heard of that.
This is for Farm Simulator, yeah, where you have I heard of it, yeah. Did they have something change with the fields, like how to fertilize certain? I don't know. Just touched it briefly.
Soil types and soil sampling. So is that something that's coming to Farm Sim? This Farm Sim? Is it? Is it a mod? Is it a mod? Is it a DLC? What?
I think it's a mod. Huh?
Made by...
I have no idea.
So there's my answer. I don't know anything about it. I've not come across it, so I don't really know what to say. Till I know what it is and I've had a chance to look at it, I can't really comment on what I think.
Why is it not unloading? Is my truck full? Well, my truck is full. So field, this is 7. And we go to USB.
I imagine then, if it's official, it will be a it'll be in the next game season, because the Alpine DLC is the last DLC. Giants are not releasing any more after Alpine expansion. They are officially done with FS19 at that point. They will not add any more content, and that's why you're getting the Premier Bumper Edition also released that day, which is the game and all the DLC in one.
So you maybe you want to look at the link he posted. Huh?
It's initiated by John Deere and funded by EIT. I'll have a quick look at that link. I'll have to tab back to my desktop.
Maybe it's to counter cattle and crops.
First look at precision farming. Of course, we saw you asking for news on precision farming. For Farming Simulator 19. EIT food soil sampling. You'll need the John Deere Gator and a fully automated Isaria Scout. Oh, I wonder, is that why they've released the John Deere Gator as a free mod then? Because I noticed the Gator is now on the mod hub when it used to be DLC. There are 4 different kinds of soil, meaning there are 4 different levels of yield potential. Let's take a look. So you've got largely sandy, loam, silty clay, soil sample taken. So plant the right crops in the right soil, basically. That looks like the that's not the Ravenport map, is it? That's got to be what map is that? Is that their Alpine map? Or is that Felsbrunn?
It's probably the Alpine map, I think.
Samples are taken with a 25-metre radius, so every 25 metres you're going to have to take a sample. Mind the fact that this is the only indication for areas with they are not analysed yet. Since 1 or 2 samples won't give you enough data to optimise your field prep, you need to cover as much of the field as possible. Have enough samples collected? Press Z. The price of samples, so you have to pay for the samples to be analysed at the lab. Wow.
Makes sense, yeah. With real money? Oh.
European Institute of Technology for Food. Right, so I've read that bit. Now, what is the impact then? So now what do I do with that information? Smart farming. Apply the right amount of chemicals and resources. So they haven't explained that bit then. what comes next after you've got your samples.
Maybe it's something like what cattle and crop does with nitrogen, phosphate, and so on your field.
Making sure you apply
But
the
you
right
can
amounts
buy
of
your-
the fertilizers.
You can buy your certain fertilizer type in the game. Maybe that's something like that.
Oh, it's so planned as a free game module for Farming Simulator. Precision farming will be introduced through various new gameplay features over a 2-year lifespan. The final model is yet to be determined, with the University of Hohenheim, Germany, and the University of Reading of Great Britain. The first version of the module will introduce fields with regards to soil types, meaning the player will be able to manage different zones by using variable rate technologies. Sustainability and technical efficiency scores will quantify the result of their actions when using precision farming technology in the game. More features are planned to follow after precise academic and scientific evaluation. Okay. So it's going to basically take 2 years for them to implement all this. Completely. So
cattle and crops took 3 years.
So I'm guessing then that a lot of that is actually going to be in the next Farm Sim game then, and not in 19.
I think you can already play that, can't you?
What?
What they say about soil composition, planting the right crop and stuff.
Ow.
Is that not yet available?
Oh no, because they've not had an update yet, have we?
No.
Like I say, if it's DLC or something, then you'd have to...
He says Felsbrunn.
Yeah, I think that was the map they were showing it on. It didn't look like the Alpine map, because it had way too many fields for it to be the Alpine map. So I think they were demonstrating it on the Felsbrunn map. Probably the map I'm the least familiar with in Farm Sim, because I've never ever played it. Because when the game came out, obviously all the big YouTubers and streamers were playing on that. So I was like, I don't want to play on the same map as all of them. And then I didn't do Ravenport either, for the same reason that a lot of obviously the American streamers and stuff were playing on Ravenport. So I ended up playing Estancia Lapacho as my first map in Farm Sim 19. I was pleased that Giants put that on the mod hub day one, so I could download
I never played this map.
So I could download it and use that one. I think I was the only person that played that map at launch. From all the streamers and YouTuber type people, I was the only person playing Estancia Lapacho. I guess because most people probably played that in FS17, whereas I didn't, because I didn't own the Platinum expansion. I didn't buy the sugarcane expansion for FS17, because I'd actually stopped playing FS17 before that came out. Yeah.
Yeah, before I started this game tonight, I was just finished downloading the new DLC for Train Sim World 2.
Train Sim World 2?
Yeah, it's the Isle of Wight.
Wow, that has got to be a very short train track.
6 miles. 6.5 miles. And you principally drive the metro train.
Transport the one person who lives on the Isle of Wight from to his house, and that's it.
Down
Done.
Down to the sea.
Take the one person who lives on the Isle of Wight from his house to the pub and then take him home again. That's it.
It's much easier to simulate all the people going around. It's only one person now. It's much easier than on the London Metro. They are reworking all the AI that the people behave a little bit different and more not like AI. And probably they want to also make the toilets function for Mr. Failure. So that's what he wants, have the toilet doors open and everything.
Take the product to US Mill. That's directly in the town, in the middle of the town. I know where US Mill is.
There you go. You leave the field at the bottom and take the next turn to the town. Go to the right here and then take the next left turn. Avoid the traffic. AI.
Avoid the cars, which somebody maybe turned back on.
Oh, I like it. It looks more lively.
They were just annoying me last night when they kept getting in the way when I was trying to do my digestate runs. And empty all the digestate from the BGA.
Yeah. Also cattle and crops, they have cars driving around there.
But they don't honk at you and flash at you when they come up behind you.
No, only the helpers will honk at you when you're in the way.
When I was doing the tutorial for the cruise control, I had a car come up behind me on the road, but he was just quite happy to sit there whilst I faffed about trying to figure out what buttons to press. The guy in the car obviously realised I was a special kind of idiot, so he was like, "Just leave him be. Just let him do what he wants to do. He'll get there eventually."
Have you checked your level? Because I think there is a bug. I had level 10.
You should only have 3 levels.
No, I have. What levels? What do you mean?
Well, I don't know.
Experience level. The guy has experience levels.
Yeah.
Not the AI guy. You
Yeah.
as a person. And I have 10. Should start at 0 or at 1.
Depends if you've played the game before.
No. That's completely started a new game. And also the other guy in the stream was surprised that he was level 10 as well. I think it's a bug.
I know.
You can check your level.
I know depending on what options you select in the main menu, that determines what percentage experience you get for doing things, doesn't it? You get less. You get less experience if you play with easy settings. Yeah.
I think I have a 12.3 bonus or something.
I think mine's at 4.2. I think. But I think that only comes into it once you start playing sandbox. And you're actually like farming. Well, this field has not taken anywhere near as long as the potato fields to harvest.
Mm-hmm.
This one's gone very quickly thus far.
Must have to do with the equipment.
Well, these harvesters are definitely faster than the potato harvester. They're bigger, they're wider.
Yep.
Okay, admittedly, the fields with the potatoes on were quite a bit bigger than this one.
Yep.
Still, these two machines have made mincemeat of this, that it possibly makes me consider doing the next field. Because as I say, the only job we've got at the farm at the minute is to seed field 2.
The only thing
Everything
is
else
field
is
6
done.
is grain mill. Where's grain mill?
Grain mill is
Little
right
bit
on
further
the east side of the map, down in the southeast part of the map, so it's a lot further away.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Bit more of a drive to that one.
It's also a bigger field, 6. Similar.
But yeah, going back to what you were saying about the fertiliser and cattle and crops, that is something I do like the sound of. That you have to use the right fertiliser and you have to check your field to make sure you're putting on the right fertiliser that the field needs, and you've got the right balance between, you know, the phosphate and the nitrates.
When the crop grows, it takes off some of these substances like nitrate, and what's it? Nitrate, kalium, and phosphate.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I've often thought that would be something cool to have in farm sim. These different fertilisers for different crops. But then some people also say it would be better to have seed for every crops instead of the magic seed that plants everything.
Yeah, I think isn't that the case in cattle and crops?
That's the case in cattle and
You
crops.
have
Yeah,
to
you
buy
do have to buy the
seeds
seeds for what it is you're going to plant. Yeah, there's no one seed plants all in cattle and crops. And I know we have that option now if we use the mod that came out. What was it called?
But the question is, where do you put the rest of the seed then?
Well, you put the seeds on the pallets, don't you?
Ah, yeah, outside, right, yeah. No, I hadn't done the tutorial yet. I watched a guy, German guy, he was, yeah, it would be nice that when you unload the seed, that it shows actually the bags on the pallets. And then it showed the bags on the pallets, but he didn't look at it. He just said it isn't there yet in the game. And there it was in the game. Idiot. Some people are so self-conscious, I don't know. They have no, I don't know. They see the wood for the trees. They don't see the wood for the trees. Yeah, the Isle of Wight DLC was also a little bit cheaper because it's just such a short run.
6 miles. 6 miles.
There will be a new
passenger.
one. There will be a new DLC in Munich, Augsburg in Germany. Definitely buy that. It's another ICE, little bit different type. And it's 65 kilometers.
I know what's it got a big
They
update
still
as
have a
well
lot of bugs.
this week.
They still have a lot of bugs in the train sim world too.
No,
Some breaking issues on Sand Patch that I hated it. Couldn't
know
continue playing it.
I saw Call of the Wild got a big update earlier this week as well.
Yeah, right.
I haven't been able to play it yet.
About some other true score.
Axis, True Rack Axis deer, and then loads of apparent bug fixes and stuff. But then they've added a feature that no one ever asked for that everybody's complaining about now.
A feature?
Yeah. Whenever you spot or find an animal need zone, or whenever you harvest an animal that you have killed, the game plays this little musical jingle now. Apparently it gets really annoying.
Like, ta-da! or something.
Yeah,
and you can't switch it off.
You can't switch it off. It's not part of the sound settings. People are like, a lot of people on the forums like, who thought that was a thing that they needed to add to the game? Whoever thought that was something they needed to spend hours and hours working on and implementing when no one's ever wanted or asked for it? Meanwhile, there are still loads of bugs.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of bugs in the game. It doesn't really work, but let's give them a jingle. Oh, yeah!
And I noticed as well this past week that on the Call of the Wild forum, if anybody happens to make any kind of comment or post about the Halloween event, they get deleted straight away. And if anyone tries to talk about the Halloween achievements, game gets the comments get deleted.
It's not happening?
Not happening, yeah.
Because of Corona?
No, I think it's not happening because they only ever did it the once, and it had some major bugs which messed up the game for a long period of time after the Halloween event because it changed the behaviour of the animals, and they've never ever brought it back since. And I think they're now saying that it was a one-time only event, even though there are achievements locked to the Halloween event, and there is some like equipment that was only unlockable via the Halloween event. Players who didn't have it or don't have it will never ever be able to get it, which is a bit of a shame. But at the same time, I've been looking at the Hunter Classic forums, and I haven't seen them mentioning the Halloween event for Hunter Classic this year yet. So whether they're going to do one in Hunter Classic or not, I don't know.
In the cattle and crops, they also mentioned that they have some animals, deer, running around. Okay, get the gun out. Can you shoot them in the game? Could be some mishmash with Call of the Wild on this map. I hate farming. I shoot the animals.
Yeah, I haven't been able to load up and play Call of the Wild to test the new update and see what it's about, because I've got to wait for all the mods to update. I've got to wait for the one guy that makes all the mods to update all the mods.
Ah, I see.
And he's literally only doing like one mod a day at the minute. It's about all he's
I think
got
I only have 2 mods installed. This where you can look very far.
We're at 95%. We're at 95% complete. Who's got the most full trailer? Me or you?
I probably have a full trailer after I unload it.
Well, I've got 68,000 litres. You want me to sell my 68,000 litres? See if that gives us complete.
Well, I have 150,000 and still some in my harvester, which you might pick up if you want.
Okay, I'll empty your harvester. That's a good idea. Then that gives me a bit more to take to the sell point. And then hopefully what you've got in your trailer and what I've got in the red trailer are ours.
How many? What's the percentage? Well, 95% could be, yeah, could be your trailer.
But it was weird because earlier today, when I first played Cattle and Crops, when I exited the game the first time and kept logged out and was like, yeah, I'm not playing this stupid freaking game anymore. It's rubbish. As soon as I closed out the game, Steam popped up a window, and they were showing me the new game from the people who make Car Mechanic Simulator.
Okay.
Which is it's called Accident, and basically you go around investigating road accidents.
Oh.
You arrive on the scene and there's a car on fire and you have to put it out, and then you have to try and work out what caused the accident, and,
okay.
and like piece it all back together and stuff. Such a weird game concept for a game. You know, you go and check the dead bodies and see what injuries they've suffered and stuff, and then you're like, yeah, I know exactly what happened here. He crashed.
Heart attack. He got a heart attack. He's got a heart attack.
And they're offering you a deal on that. They were today on that new game. If you had Car Mechanic Simulator, and then there was like, if you don't have Car Mechanic Simulator, but you then also own any of these other games that we also make, then also buy this Accident game. All about it. But they seem like a company that just chuck out a game like every month.
I don't think that was sufficient, huh? 96%? 98%?
Contract not complete.
Nope.
You have to bring the red truck then. Don't want to bring the big truck, because that's got loads of sugar beets.
Right. I go to the sugar mill. I mean, I'm not dropping it down, but I'm going there. I'm not unloading them.
You might struggle to unload at the sugar mill with the big trailer.
What?
You might struggle to unload the big trailer at the sugar mill anyway, because you have to reverse into the tip point. I don't know if the middle of the trailer will go over it. That's something that I have only just realised. That's something that's only just come to my mind. Because you can't tip out the back of these trailers. I don't know if you can unload at the sugar factory.
We'll find out.
You might have to use the green trailer.
But first you have to complete the contract.
So this one has 59,000 litres.
Can be difficult. Yeah. This is... I don't like these unloading places.
I'm not sure.
It's working. Perfect.
When I looked at the...
I'm not yet unloading, so it's...
When I looked at the factories very briefly last night, I've got a feeling as well that the chips factory requires you to put sunflower oil in it, as well as potatoes, obviously.
Yeah.
And I've got a funny feeling that the sunflower oil has to go round the back of the factory, and there's a little box around the back to put the pallets into. That's going to be awkward, because there's not a lot of room behind it, because you get the hillside and the trees and everything, and the field that the factory's right next to.
Yeah, I reversed it onto the unloading point and it works, so I can get the trigger.
Well, let's see if I can complete this contract.
Don't drop everything. Finish.
Finished.
Oh, we have another issue.
What's that?
It didn't take all my load. 70,000 left in the truck.
Okay. To the farm, bung them in the silo.
So the factory only takes 80,000.
80,000 litres at a time. Yeah, the factories do have small capacities. You're not going to be able to tip millions of litres of stuff into them in one go. You know, they
take the other contract. Should we forward time? Or?
You can forward time in a minute, yeah. So by the time I've got to the farm and emptied my truck, emptied my trailer into the silo, it will be time to sleep. And then it'll be time to take the next contract, which is field 6, isn't it?
Yep.
I'll take the contract now so it doesn't disappear. As I say, I'll load in the silo.
What reminded me of season is that in this cattle and crops, you can go to the weather calendar and select a certain point on the calendar at a certain weather conditions and tell it to do a certain contract like seeding or something or harvesting. You can select this spot and put a job on it for somebody. The job can be everything from seeding, harvesting, whatever you want to do. So much detail. But they haven't got the great scheme right. They have a lot of details right. It's like Germans. Yeah, the fire alarm and everything works, but there are no planes yet on the airport. Everything works, all the bells and the catering and everything's fine. Yet there are no travelers around.
I just like the fact though that the workers, you give them a job to do and they will just go off and do it.
Yeah.
They'll get the tractor, they'll get the tool, they'll go off to the field, they'll do the job, and then they come back when they're finished. Which is just...
They do selling tasks and stuff, handling tasks.
Yeah, like that. Like you give the guy the animal trailer, the farmer will drive the trailer into the bull pen and he'll round up the bulls and put them in the trailer. He'll then take the trailer off to the place and sell them.
Yeah.
That to me is just like...
The developer said, "We are not killing animals, we just sell them."
Don't take them to the burger factory.
So, field 7 is done. Can close it.
No, because otherwise my harvest will disappear.
Oops, I'm sorry. Yeah, almost. Almost.
I know what I forgot to do. Let me go and advance the time. Currently 7:30. 7. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. 7
underground.
Full morning. Which edge? So he's starting on this edge. I'll go on the other edge.
You want to do the other side, or?
Yeah, I'll head over here. That's no problem. Hey look, I have access to this field. Mr. Helgi has left the server. Mr. Helgi's gone AFK. Mr. Helgi's dropped his internet box. Helgi's computer's crashed. I think he's completely gone. I think he's completely gone. No, he's still in Discord apparently. Just cannot hear me. Bizarre. I don't know. Mr. Helgi's had a moment. Weird. I'm winning. It's alright. Please. All right, you just sit over there. I'll carry on. Do the rest of the field. I've got this. Yeah, I didn't check. Animals.
Somebody dropped the internet box.
I figured that's what happened.
We have a power outage. Not in the house, in the town, I think.
Somebody dropped their internet box.
Thank God, at least my the SIM card, the telephone works. Because internet, my internet connection doesn't work.
Just switch to my headphones. That's a pity. It's all now going via 4G.
4G for the win.
And I said to my wife, yeah, open the windows, look outside whether there is some light. But all our window shades, yeah, are electric.
She can't open the windows.
Can't move them. No. Well, the windows, yes, but we have these we call rollladen, yeah, where you some blinds, yeah, that we let down electrically.
I'll see out the windows to see if it's dark.
Yeah. I mean, I went out of the house, and the neighbor also came out. There's no light outside. Yeah, it will be a baby night for many people. No watching television. What can we do? Let's make a baby.
Sounds like the town official needs to go and put another 50 pence in the meter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Needs to put some money in the electric meter.
I don't like it because now my computer just shut down. Whash, yeah. The washing machine, bang, yeah. Things like that. Hopefully it hasn't got a damage now on my computer.
Well, the washing machine's the worst one if that's running, because when the time lock kicks in and the door opens, if it's still full of water and washing, it's going to be all over the floor.
Yeah, when the water opens and the water comes out, yeah, that might be a problem.
Yeah, when the time lock goes on. Yeah, the machine's been off for... Unlock the door now. No, don't unlock the door. Please. Please don't unlock the door, Mr. Washing Machine.
With a flashlight in my iPad, I don't. Currently, I'm using the iPad. So at least it's 100% loaded.
Yeah, I don't think they have torches on iPads. I think they only have them on the iPhones.
Phones, yeah. The Russians? No, it wasn't the Russians. They forgot to put the 50 cents in the meter. The mayor had forgot.
That's what we say over here anyway. If the power ever goes off, somebody forgot to put
the washing machine is still, there is still no water in it, still empty. She got cut. She just started the washing machine and then it was not yet pumping water into it.
Okay,
no, that's not the issue. I hope they can manage to do that. Not sure. Are the trains going?
All the electric trains have stopped.
Well, they usually have a different electric system. Yeah? Usually they are not impacted.
Yeah, I bet that's something people haven't considered, you know, when they all go for these fancy electric cars and that. What happens when there's a power cut? The cars won't work.
Well, if they haven't loaded it up, yeah, they are in trouble. They need a big accumulator somewhere, some spare accumulator.
Saying that, I did have the issue again the other morning where my sister called me early in the morning to say, "Look, stop! The battery's flat." I said, "Where are you?" She says, "I'm on the driveway." I says, "So you're at home then?" "Yeah." I was like, "Well, don't panic then. Just jump start it from your other car. Get the jump leads out and jump start it." A few minutes later, it won't jump start. "And the other car's broken." "What do you mean the other car's broken?" "It won't rev." Okay, so I had to get up, all the way outside. "What's the problem?" "Well, you said to jump start it. I'm pressing the pedal, but the car won't rev." She's pressing the wrong fucking pedal, isn't she? She's trying to jump start the car, pressing the brake pedal instead of the accelerator. Seriously, don't know how she gets as far as she has done in the world. Because she's got even more limited brain capacity than me.
I think even the mobile network is now a little bit loaded because of
Everybody's on the mobiles now. Like,
calling.
we've got to watch YouTube. We've got to watch Netflix. What does everybody do when there's a power cut? Everybody's lost and confused, don't know what to do.
Yeah, put on a candle, do some reading. I don't know. No
That's
problem.
why every home should have a Monopoly board.
Yeah, we
You
can do
play
some
Monopoly
board,
power cut.
play Monopoly.
Connect 4, you know, just something, just a board game that doesn't need batteries, doesn't need electric.
Absolutely.
That can keep you busy for a few minutes whilst the power's out. Everybody should have one as an emergency backup.
Punched. This is the time where you look for matches, candles, and such. And for my telephone, I still have some power packs somewhere that I can use. Drink. If this lasts for weeks, oh my god.
And you look for a torch with the power of a million candles.
But it's also the central heating is out, yeah?
Oh, you're going to get cold, you're going to freeze.
Yeah, we freeze to death. So that's why we have to go to bed, you know. Get some babies started. Yeah. So how is farming going?
Okay.
Don't want to watch the stream because that would overload my capacity.
It's interesting. It's going good. Admittedly, there's one harvester that hasn't really moved a lot in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
He's just kind of sitting there, not doing a lot.
You can use it with follow me. Am I still in it? Or thrown out?
You got thrown out. Yeah, you definitely got thrown out.
Yeah.
Saw the message pop up and I thought, oh, Mr. Helgey's left the server. And then I didn't hear anything from you, and I was like, that's unusual, because normally Mr. Helgey would be going, that server, what is going on? Why is he kicking me? And I was like, he's not saying anything. So then I logged out to the Discord, and he was like, you weren't in the Discord. And I was like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah, I thought, how can I contact
my very
you?
first words were,
my router is not working, yeah? So there's no internet. I can use my iPad. It still has some SIM card in it, and I can use it.
My very first words after that were, I bet Mr. Helgey's dropped his internet box.
Yes. Okay. I catch you as soon as my power is back. If it's not too late.
As soon as the Germans have reinvented electric,
11, I'm definitely not coming back.
Mr. Helgey will be
back.
My
wife didn't recognize it. My wife didn't recognize it first because she was sitting there with her laptop and watching the television. But then she noticed because that stream didn't continue, you know. The internet was gone. But the laptop still played.
The laptop still played because it started running off the battery, yeah.
Yes, of course. So it took her a while to recognize what happened. Okay, so catch you later.
Catch you later, Mr. Helgey.
Hold on.
But yeah, poor old Germany has failed to provide electricity. One day they'll maybe reinvent it. I think they celebrated Hof Day not long ago. And yet they're providing their people with electricity, quality of the eastern side. This has got to go. All this has to go to grain mill. I'm not so sure I want to do that just yet. I'm going to need another truck. Well, if the worst comes to the worst, what I can do is I could start up Mr. Helgi's harvester and just hire a normal worker and let him trundle up and down with a normal worker. And then when he gets full, just go and empty him. But yeah, let's hire a regular Joe worker. That works for me. And then if Mr. Helgi comes back, he can always dismiss him and carry on. Productivity is at 60%. We don't have much sugar cane in there. Right, okay. Fine. It'll be fine. Our fields won't any harvesting yet, which is good. Still need to get field 2 seeded at some point. We'll also have the silage bunkers to empty. At least one, the one with the grass silage in it. The main silage. The alfalfa silage will take another day or two. Didn't actually get a lot of alfalfa silage, I have to be honest. Certainly not compared to the grass. The grass definitely yields a lot more than the alfalfa. So even though field 9 has got alfalfa on it, it doesn't yield massive amounts. A little over 60 odd thousand, I think it was. I may need to look at investigating into another field. It's a little bit bigger. You can really use to put an alfalfa crop on. Right, hire another worker. so I can do unloading duty now. I'll just run between the harvesters. I'll be grain cart driver. Dude's getting full, dude's getting full, dude's getting full. Dude, not actually finished. That was weird. Dude, you're gonna have to unload. Okay, for some weird reason, these guys are quitting the job after I've emptied them. That's not helping me. It's most definitely not helpful. Right, let me go and have an investigate of me silage bunkers then. So this one should be ready. Should be ready. And this one's only at 37%, the one with the alfalfa. Right, okay. Loads of sugar beets. Sugar beets. As I say, we've got to go to the grain mill. This is all done. Dusted. I'll take my case. I'm going to need to change the weight as well on the front in a minute. Gonna need. I'm going to need the milling machine. Look, best price for silage. Best price for silage. Barn. Make that silage. I am making silage. Making silage, and I'm making alfalfa silage. I've got two different silages on the go. But unfortunately, the alfalfa silage is still only baking at the moment. So I can't sell that yet. I'm also going to keep an eye on those helpers, because as soon as them sugar beet harvesters are full, I need to get them emptied. Need to get those emptied, because I need to complete that contract. There's plenty of silage in this bunker though, there is plenty. There's about 300,000 litres in here when I started. Uh-oh. I got stuck then. Get out of the way, chickens! Silage coming through. Silage coming through. Silage coming through. Where is... Right, he needs emptying. He needs emptying. Full. It's full. The trailers are full. Okay, that dude is driving. Wait for him to get full again, I suppose, is the quick answer. Then empty him again. And then we probably need to look at going and emptying the trailers. Because obviously we're not going to be able to complete the contract until we actually deliver some of the sugar beets. I'll probably take the 2 big trailers with the follow me mod. Because the grain mill is quite a drive. You know, I completely forgot about this tool, the milling machine, and forgot how useful it can actually be in the game for jobs like this. Because I'm going to go out on a limb and say we probably can't get a mouse in these bunkers. If I was to get a mouse, you're probably not going to get it in the bunker to actually unload it. Everybody knows what a faff the conveyor belts are. Keep moving them forward as they've emptied a bit of the pit. You've got to keep them moving them forward, and then it gets a little bit harder to unload the trailer, to load into the trailer once the elevators are right into the bunker. Right, we'll let that one load. I was hoping Mr. Tractor would be full. He is. He's pulled out the pipe, he's lifted up. Excellent. And contract is 44% complete. Our sugar production is going very well as well. We don't actually have any sugar cane, sadly. So we can only make sugar from sugar beet, which is 50% productive. Which only has 50% productivity. Alright, let's go and empty this 50,000 litres. So at some point we may have to do a sugarcane harvest, just one. Provide us with enough sugarcane to get that sugar factory running at full productivity. Yeah, for those of you wondering where Mr. Helgi is, he suffered a power cut over in Germany. and he's not able to obviously play at the minute because he has no electric. His whole town apparently has suffered a power cut. I think the mayor forgot to put 50 pence in the meter. Because we were doing the sugar beet harvest together. We were. We'd just done field 7. And we'd moved on to field 6. And then Mr. Helgi lost his power. My first reaction was he dropped his internet box, but it turns out it was much serious than that. He dropped the electric box instead. So a good sign I'm delivering to the right place is the fact I'm not getting any money for these sugar beets. It's always a good indicator you're at the right sell point for the contract when you don't get paid for delivering. It's when you're at a sell point and that money starts to go up in the top left, top right hand corner of the screen, and you start thinking, what? And you're like, why am I getting paid? This is for a contract. So at that point you realise you're at the wrong sell point. Which I did on Ballydawn. Famously. Sugar beet contract delivered an entire trailer load, full trailer load of sugar beets to the wrong sell point. We've all done it. We've all done it. Especially when they have sell point, like 3 or 4 sell points in the same place, very close together. Like a bit of a complex. Like there's a complex with like different sell points. Making sure you deliver at the right one. But then again, in that situation, I blame the map author. Because if you're going to have 4 sell points close together at a location, you should make sure they only accept specific things. Like, there's only the one sell point that would accept sugar beets. If you know what I mean. Especially when you have a dedicated sugar beet sell point. Right, the other harvester needs emptying now. So we're now 56%, that's fine. We're nearly halfway there. Let's go get some more silage then. Out of this bunker, keep selling that. Also think that, oh, Helper C has completed his task. No, Helper C has not completed his task, people. Helper C has most definitely not completed his task. Let me go find him. It's because the truck was too close. Some weird reason. These harvesters don't like it if the truck is still there. They don't like unloading on the move, these harvesters. They stop and the helpers get fired. Quarter to 9. Okay. No. Wonder what the commotion was, and obviously it's my sister going to work. Sister heading off for her night shift. Perhaps I should just reverse out of here, if it'll let me. Alright. We'll reverse out. Okay, I think the other harvester is now ready to be emptied. And to be fair, don't have a great deal of capacity here. going to wait for him to stop. And then I'll go and unload him. Any time about now. Well, you should be 100% now. Your lights are on. You're flashing at me. Thought for a minute there he was going to do the entire row. This guy's full now. .67% complete. 67% complete. Field 22. 37 grand fertilising contract. 20 grand fertilising contract. Right, let's go back. More silage. Check the silage prices, hasn't gone down. Nope, still 512. I'm still stuck. Can't get out of the flipping silage pit. Yes, I can. No, I can't. Still gonna have to reverse. And the trailer's not helping me. Push. Where the large silage clamps do have a bit of an advantage though, must admit. They do have a bit more room when reversing in and out with trailers. And we know that trailer is full. Probably take it and empty it. Whoa, slow down, truck. Here we go. Both of them have finished emptying at the same time. How splendid. Have a look then. Contract is 84% complete. With a full trailer. But we've still got this one over here full, by the way. This little red one, that's still full of sugar beets. So I don't know how much we're actually going to get to keep ourselves on this contract. I was hoping it would be quite a lot. Oh, done that again. Reverse out. It won't let me drive through the bunker. The trailer. Trailer gets stuck all the time. There we go. Get this tipped. I'm going to end up fighting over the last 2 rows of the field. Right, this is our harvester. So what we'll do is we'll let that one drive on. Empty ours. Take it back to the farm. Prepare it, refuel it. So we're going to need, what we're going to need, fuel, repair, and obviously washing. There we are. all repaired, refueled, washed, ready to go back in its little shed. And that one too has finished, which is the contract one. How much is in this green trailer? 106,000. That's enough, I think, to complete the contract. So I'll take this one. I'll save the red one because that will probably go to the silo. Both the trailers will go to the silo, actually. That makes sense. I was just having a look around the truck then to see, because I definitely remember once upon a time having a truck which had a front PTO on it. Which would have made it very useful for doing the silage from the bunker, if you could drive the truck and the big trailer in there. Right, hopefully this completes contract. It hasn't done. Crap. We didn't complete the silage, folks. We didn't complete the contract. We've got to deliver some more. Right, so let's think. I'm going to sell any trucks. I probably want to sell the little red one. Because that's the one they gave me for the contract anyway. That's not too bad. We got that sugar beet contract done. Still got a whole afternoon ahead of us here on the farm. Contract is complete. We'll just double check now where the best price is for sugar beets. Silage Kings 2. Which is the BGA. So I'm going to head over there. Tip these 20,000 litres in there. Then I can complete both contracts, return all the equipment. Collect the contracts and tip the other big trailer, which has got 150,000 litres in it, into the silo for the time being. There's our little factories, look. That one is probably a little bit too close to the road. Should have pushed it further back because of how I think pallets spawn. We will go and have a look at in a little bit. We can have a look at the sugar factory to see how the pallets spawn. I think they spawn 3 deep now. There's our chips factory. And there's our sugar factory, look. One pallet of sugar has been produced. Alright, so they're all done. The money's ticking in very nicely. We're up to 894 grand. It's at this point where I really think we should be buying another field. $76 grand. We now empty the rest of the bunker. And then we're ready to go then at that point, I think. That bunker is empty then. I've emptied one bunker. Be ready to fill it up again in a minute. There we go. Plenty of silage made. Bit of fuel. Then we want to look at washed steamed potatoes, don't we? Steamed potatoes. Animal supplies. These are going to make us a lot of money. These will get us very rich. I'll be able to buy me new harvester then. The animal surprise. This is big money. This is big money. $194 grand for one trailer full. Ooh. Can definitely pay off some more of the loan. Definitely get a second combine. Tree's ready to harvest. Ball's ready to harvest. So how much is field 5? 212,000. Over 100. Another 200 off the loan, shall we say? Right. New harvester then. Have one of these ones. £149 for one of those. Have one of those. Dee-dee-dee. Chuck my header down over there. Field 5 is actually corn. But I've got the wrong header. I bought the other one. Hey, our chickens are making a whole lot of poop.
Power is back.
Power's back. Helgi's back. Back again.
It did take them 3 times. 3 times the power was back for 15 seconds and then it was gone again. Unbelievable.
Well, I finished the sugar beet contracts.
It looks like it. You're doing corn. Is this a contract or is it our field?
This is our field. One of our fields. One of our new fields.
Yeah, I'm not coming back to the game. Do something else. Don't forget the straw.
Well, pedal them a bit first because there's not a lot of room to turn around on this edge.
Need to get to bio break.
Beep, beep, beep. 65% full. %, nearly full. I need to be in a position where I can empty, so I need to do the roll over here. Oh, hit the gate. Gate.
Okay, catch you tomorrow.
See you
Good
tomorrow
night.
then, Mr. Helgi. Good night, sir. Nice to see you got your power back.
Yes. And the internet is also working. Good.
It was, they just needed to put the 50p in the meter, that's all they needed. And the trailer. Probably grab mine. We could just destroyed some of our potatoes. Peppercorn harvesting. The field is coming out, getting lots of corn. I think there's 3 gates that feed into this one field. Plenty of access. Brakes are a bit squishy. A bit spongy. Let's go find our truck. Truck. Oh. Here we go. One more row to do after this. And then I'm going to leave the straw for tonight. I'm not going to collect the straw tonight. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to go off and finish editing a video that I need to then record some audio for tomorrow, and then I can get that posted and uploaded on YouTube at the weekend. $53,000 litres of corn. Not bad. Not bad. Right, there we go, folks. I think that is it for me this evening. Field 5 harvested. It's now going to need to be ploughed. It's probably going to need to be limed as well. No, surprisingly not. Got the silage, but one of the silage bunkers emptied and the silage sold. That's ready to be loaded again. This one is still fermenting. It's going to take another couple of days for this one to finish up. Alfalfa. Didn't actually check if the grass needs mowing again. It does, yeah. Grass will need to be mowed at some point. That's not a problem. We can deal with that when we need to. I want to make hay this time though, remember? That is my plan, because then I can get some sheep. We can start producing some wool. The sugar factory is going nicely. Chickens are multiplying greatly. So, all in all, everything is working brilliantly here on the farm. So thank you everyone who's tuned in this evening. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'll be back again tomorrow. I hope Mr. Helgi will be back with me as well. Hopefully he won't have any more power cuts. And we'll then look at seeing what we're doing at the weekend. I haven't planned the weekend ahead yet. I'm kind of hoping maybe to do some Call of the Wild if all the mods are fixed and updated, because I haven't played it for a bit. It'd be nice to do some Call of the Wild at the weekend, maybe for a bit. But yeah, we'll see how things go. So thank you everybody. See you soon. Good night.